Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you find this video very helpful, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So I've been gardening for a while now, since 2018, and this is what my backyard garden used to look like. So I know a lot of us want to do things inexpensively, so I decided that I was going to actually do the concrete planter wall blocks to actually make my garden bed. And it worked. It worked for me for 5 years. And I also put in the pavers and the rocks. All of this I got from Home Depot. It's very inexpensive. But over the years, the wood started deteriorating. It started to look really bad, and it just wasn't appealing to my eye anymore. And I also added another level of wood, but it still was not, doing what it needed to do. And I invested in this cattle panel. Everybody talks about very inexpensive trellis. I think I paid like $20 for it, but I just didn't like the way it looked anymore. The weeds got out of control. It became harder and harder for me to keep up with them. And yes, I did use weed fabric, but it just didn't help a lot. It worked for a couple of years, and then eventually the weeds just kept coming and coming. The more I cut out, the more I dig out, the more they came back. So I started doing my research. I got on YouTube University and started looking at other ways that I can make garden beds and came up with a plan. I am going to have to start completely from scratch, but I am absolutely okay with that. And here's one final look of what my backyard garden used to look like with the raised beds. So in March of this year, I started tearing these beds out, and as you can see, this is what the wood looked like on the inside. Disgusting. I mean, it was bad. But I ended up recycling 24 planter wall blocks. So with my plan in my hand and knowing the materials I needed, I headed to Home Depot. And here's a list of everything that I actually purchased for this project. Not everything that I used, but what I purchased. This list is on the screen. All the other materials I already had on hand. This is why this was kind of inexpensive for me, because I used a lot of stuff that I already had. Also, links to everything will be in the description box below. So I went ahead and pre-stained everything before I put it together. I did not stain the inside, I just stained outside. And it was this peanut butter color that I got for 50 cents off the clearance rack at Home Depot a long time ago. It's exterior stain. So I did do the first garden bed off camera, and this is what it looks like all put together. I already started adding products inside of it. I use compost, I use scrap wood, I use everything that can break down, because it took a lot to fill this up. And I also recycled the 2x6s that I used with my previous raised garden beds to put it on the top as a border where I can sit on. Now keep in mind, this is only the first one. I do have another one to actually make, and that's the one that I'm going to show you how I built it. It will go here, and I'm going to put some rocks down, and I still have to sand this one again and restain it. It's like 27 inches tall. I do not have to bend over anymore, hurt my back. So let me show you how I built this garden bed. Always wear gloves when you're doing stuff like this. So here I am protecting my hands and getting ready to start putting everything together. So before I go any further, I just want to give you a closer look at this Craig jig. It is amazing, and I use this to build my master bedroom closet. I use it to build drawers, shelves, pretty much anything that you need pocket holes to hold. This one in particular, it came with a drill bit, and it came with a screw, and it also comes with a little tool that you can measure your wood with to see what you need to set your drill bit to. That's why it has these numbers. Can you see those? Try to get the focus on there. It has 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, and a 1.5. And since these are 2x4s, I set the drill bit to 1.5. And you also have to set this to 1.5, which you just push the buttons on the side and slide up and down. Now it's time to get started putting the actual pocket holes in. And I am just loading my drill up with the drill bit to get started with that and getting ready to put some pocket holes in. I do want to say you can pause right now to actually get the actual cut list of all of the 2x4s that I use for this project. So you want to get 8 of the 2x4s cut down to 47 inches long, and this is going to give you 16 47-inch long 2x4s. And then with the other four 2x4s, 2x4x8s that you have left, you're going to get those cut down to 27 and 3/4 inches. And that is going to give you 16 27 3 1/4 inches 2x4s. Now drilling pockets holes is very simple. You just put the wood in, you secure it, and you put holes in there. I put 2 holes on each side of the 27 and 3/4 inch 2x4s. And I actually sped this up because I had to do this for 16 pieces of wood. So I didn't want to bore you guys with actually showing you that, but it's very repetitive. I ended up drilling 64 total pocket holes, and it was a process, but I got it done. And I could have quickly just edited all of this out, but I wanted to show you guys the whole entire process because I feel like it's worth seeing, it's worth knowing everything from the beginning to the end. So these are all of the screws you're going to need. These actually come with a drill bit, but I already have a T25 drill bit, but these are deck screws. So all I'm doing here is putting some pilot holes in on each side. I'm taking my 47 inches of 2x4s and combining them together. And I'm using my 2.5-inch deck screws to combine those. And I put 2 screws in on each side. Always drill your pilot holes first to prevent the wood from splitting, okay? Now this is a Craig pocket hole starter kit that I got a while ago. You do not have to use these, but I use the exterior ones. You do not have to use them. You can actually use the 2.5-inch deck screws that you already purchased. If you don't have them already on hand, I would suggest you just use the deck screws that you already purchased. So after you screw in your first 27 by 3/4 inch 2x4, you're going to put one exactly beside it, and this is for extra support. So you're going to screw another one exactly beside it, and this is why you end up with 16 of those. So 8 27 and 3/4 2x4s for one garden bed and 8 for the other garden bed. Now I am going in and adding extra support and drilling some pilot holes on the top and the bottom of those 27 and 3/4 inch 2x4s and going to screw in some 2.5-inch deck screws just for extra support so those can secure together as well. And if you notice, I did not use any type of wood glue because I wanted to make it easy if I ever need to change out the wood. If the wood rottens out and I need to change it, it'll be easy. And once again, I'm going to speed this process up because it's repetitive, but I did this exact same thing on each side of the garden bed and made sure that they was extremely secure. This one. So this is how it looks after I secured all of those 8 24 by 3/4 inch 2x4s. Now I already built my other top portion. I am going to go in and stack that on top of that and get ready to secure that as well. So after making sure all of the corners was leveled up, I got in and got ready to secure this top portion to the garden bed. And all I did was use my 2.5-inch pocket hole screws, exterior screws that I already had, and secured those with the previous pocket hole jigs that I already did. And I did this on every single side. So now it's time to cut our tin to fill the bed. We'll measure 48. I have two here, two 8-foot long galvanized pins. Got a little leveler. Mark out this. Now these are 10 snips. Make sure you're wearing gloves when doing it. Alright. One side cut. I also have some wood screw for my roofing material to go to the wood. These are 1 inches. So now I'm using my 1 inch screws to actually secure in the roofing material to the garden beds. And I didn't use many of these. I used enough to keep it sturdy and strong. Because when I fill this up with dirt, it's going to have extra supports. And this is what they look like side by side. I am in love. I love it. I'm not finished, but I trust the process. I know what it's going to look like. And that's what it looks like with the dirt already filled up. And I actually put some peas in there. I put some carrots in the other one and Swiss chard. Couldn't put anything else because of the weather right. And this is what we're looking like on March the 26th with the trellis installed. And here we are April the 4th with the rocks actually installed. I purchased these rocks from a rock quarry and it was very inexpensive versus buying the actual individual bags from the Home Depot or any big box store. Only paid $120 for 1 ton of rocks. And I also made a garden bench using 2x4s scrap material that I already had. And I made this little sign using scrap wood as well and some letters from the dollar store. do a garden update. Everything looking so good. Look at the corn. Oh, they were so little. Sunflower. Wow. Love it. Peppers. Look at all those peppers back there. Tomatoes. This is what we're looking like as of today, which is June the 5th. Everything is coming in nicely. I do have some weeds still coming up, but that's easy to maintain. I'm gonna just pull those out. There's my tomato plant, my blueberry bush, some pepper plants. This is one of the beds. And that corn looks absolutely amazing. Let me show you guys the sunflower. So pretty. I have so many cucumbers coming in. Look at all of those cucumbers. And I'm gonna come out here later and harvest these when I get ready to water everything. But you see the trellis is coming in handy. Cucumbers. Some more peppers back there. This is the bench. I had to end up putting dust on my cabbage because they've been demolished. Hopefully I can save those. And we got the jalapenos. We got onions, and I harvested a lot of scallions out of here last night. I'll put a glimpse of that in here. Here's some beefsteak tomatoes. We got some more Romas. We got some cherry tomatoes, bell peppers. It is hot out here now, so everything has been dry. Everything is dry. I'll come out here later on when the sun goes down to water. But I just wanted to give you guys an update of what we're looking like now as of June 2024. My new and improved garden, backyard garden, and I absolutely love it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.